Good morning, students. Today is the third day of class from chapter 1. We are going to be discussed on topic electronic computers. So before proceeding to this topic, uh, students, from the chapter evolution and history of computers already have discussed on the last two classes mechanical calculating device, and which is classified again into two groups, which is manual calculating device and semi-automatic calculating device. Manual calculating device, abacus and Napier bones already have discussed. The semi-automatic calculating device like Pascaline, Staffelwald, Jacquard Loom, and different engine, analytical engine. No? Then from the difference in analytical engine only that the evolution has mainly started for to get then the present generation of internet. Electromechanical, then from the different from semi-automatic calculating devices to electromechanical, electronic uh, devices start using of that. Electronic devices means electromechanical with electric. Before it is manual calculating, then semi-automatic with the machines. First is manual, second is with machine, second with machine but with electric. No, so it's electromechanical calculating devices. Then like a Harvard Mark 1, the tabulating machine and all. And now after that, electronic computers at the present generation, the present day of computer which you are using, that you are going to be learned from this topic. So let us start. Electronic computers. Electronic computers are classified into various generations on the basis of the difference in technology. Each of these generations represent a major improvement over its processor. There is, however, no clear line of distinction between these generations, as some overlap in the technologies exist. So the electronic computers actually classified into various generations based on what? Technology. Based on the technology. So the first generation computers 1939 to 1954 they have chosen. First generation computers use vacuum tubes and magnetic drums for storage. Operating systems are developed for the specific task for which the computer was meant to be used. Each computer had a different binary code called the machine language. Now, some of the first generation computers are discussed below. So in the first generation computer, actually vacuum tube. Vacuum tube means what? The old type of TV behind that, like a tube type is there, no? That is called the vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes and magnetic drums, no? On that for store the information or data, and they're using the magnetic drums. And operating system also developed for specific tasks only. For multi-purpose, one computer can use for other things also. No, one computer, if it is introduced, means only for that specific task only it will use. And that computer cannot use for other purpose. So some of the examples which is given, it has first generation computers. No, some of the computers, first generation computers names, and it has explained also here. The first is Atanasoff Berry computer, which is introduced in 1941. The Atanasoff Berry computer, or in short it is called ABC, built by John Atanasoff and Clifford Berry, was the first electronic digital computer. It is used electronic vacuum tubes in place of electromechanical relays. It was a special purpose computer designed only to solve system of linear equation. So John Atanasoff and Clifford Berry, they have introduced the first electronic digital computer. No, it has used the vacuum tubes, and instead of the electromechanical relay, it used the vacuum tubes. And so special purpose is what? Mainly to solve the linear equation. This ABC computer was used. Next is on the same year 1941, G3 or Z3. The Z3 developed by German engineer Konrad Zuse was used in designing airplanes and missiles. As you know, first generation computers is used for only specific task purpose. So this G3 has introduced or developed by German engineer Konrad used only for designing airplanes and missiles for this purpose. Then Colossus 1943. The Colossus computers were made by British to decode German messages during World War II. So to decode the German messages in the time of World War II, Colossus computers was introduced. It was introduced by British mainly for to decode the German messages. Next is ENIAC 1939 till 1946. It has used the electronic numerical integrator and computer. ENIAC, developed by John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert, was the first fully electronic general purpose digital computer. It was a huge machine consisting of 18,000 vacuum tubes, 70,000 resistors, and 5 million soldered joints, and weighed about 30 tons. 30 ton means 1 ton equal to 1000. 30 ton means 30,000 kg weight. It was a general purpose computer that could add two large numbers in 20 microseconds. So ENIAC, it is developed by who? John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert. I mean, this is the first fully general purpose digital computer. The previous one is, which previous means which one? ABC, G3, Colossus. This is for special task purpose. And ENIAC was the first general purpose it has introduced. And the huge machine, it is a huge machine. ENIAC is a huge machine. And you can see this is the ENIAC. This is ENIAC. Okay. It is a huge machine. Once you will install it, you cannot carry from one place to another place. It is fixed, and it has 18,000 vacuum tubes as used. Vacuum tubes, then 70,000 registers and 5 million solder joints, soldering joints. No, that 5 millions it is used, and 30,000 or 30 tons of weight. Next is EDSA in 1947 and to 1949. Electronic Delay Storage Automatic Calculator. EDSA, Electronic Delay Storage Automatic Calculator, was designed by Professor M. Wilkes of Cambridge University, England. In England, no, the EDSA was the first computer to be built on the stored program architecture for computer proposed by the scientist and mathematician John von Neumann. This design architecture for a computer originally proposed for the EDVAC but implemented first in the EDSA is also called the John von Neumann architecture. The EDSA was completed in 1949. The program was fed into its storage unit by means of a paper tape. It also used vacuum tubes and was slightly faster than the ENIAC. Okay, EDSA, it is what actually? It is for mainly for built for stored program architecture. First computer view for what purpose EDSA was? Actually, it is for architecture, no, storing program for architecture, and who John von Neumann has introduces. Originally, actually, it has introduces for EDVAC, proposed for EDVAC actually, but it has implemented at first on EDSA, and it has the program fed into storage unit by means of paper tape and vacuum tubes, and the site only faster than the ENIAC. Okay, then after EDSA, the EDVAC is introduced. EDSA was also completed in the year 1949, and EDSA mainly it has designed for EDVAC, but they have implemented at EDSA. And later on the same year 1949, when the EDSA also was completed, that year itself EDVAC was introduced. Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Calculator EDVAC was developed by John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert. Same person only was the successor of the ENIAC. The person who are the successor of the ENIAC, they have introduced the adverb. It could hold both a program and data inits, Mercury. That means you see the John Mauchly and J. Pascal, they have developed the ENIAC and all, and both a program and data it can be keep record in the memory, they have developed. So after that, what you see, after that, because once it has started a device to store the program and the data, the evolution you can see. Or the next is UNIVAC 1, 1951. UNIVAC 1, Universal Automatic Computer 1, UNIVAC 1, developed by same John Mauchly and J. Packard, was one of the first commercially available computers. You see, on the first generation of computers, it was a huge inside a special purpose. The first it has used for using for the special task purpose only. Then it has developed by John Mauchly and all, the first general purpose computer, and it is huge in size and all. Later on, you see slowly they work on how to keep the record, a program or data in the memory to store only. When they found after finding that solution and all, now automatically you see the size of the computer has reduced. And in 1951, UNIVAC 1 as introduced as the first commercial available computer which is introduced. Okay, then the second generation computer. In the second generation computer, what you can see on the first generation computer, you see from the bigger in size ENIAC, from there you can see the UNIVAC 1. They have reduced the size. How? Because they find the solution of keeping the program and data storing in a memory, so automatically they reduce the size of the computer. In a small area they can keep record of that. So in second generation computers, the second generation is from 1954 to 1959. Second generation computers are based on transistors. They replace machine language with assembly language, allowing abbreviation programming codes to replace long, difficult binary codes. They also contain all the components we associate with the modern day computer. Printer, tape, storage, disk, memory, operating system stored, and the more sophisticated high-level language like COBOL, the COBOL full form is Common Business Oriented Language, and Fortran Formula Translation came into common use during this time. So in the second generation, what happened? The first generation, you see, they after introducing for special task, then mainly for general purpose, first general purpose ENIAC is introduced, then they got the idea of keeping the memory and data, program and data, keeping the memory storage, then they reduce the size of the computers. Once they got that technology, they start working on transistors. So when they start working on transistors, then the computer becomes more smaller and smaller. Why? They start working on programming, replace the long program codes to replace long program, abbreviate programming codes to long, replace long process, they make it to short, difficulty binary codes and all, they make it to small. With the high level language, they introduce the program, and the transistors, on the transistor they can store it by typing, by using the high level language, which is COBOL, formula translation. It was commonly used during that time. So model 604 IBM 1401, this model 604 IBM 1401 and 1620 are examples of second generation computers. Okay, and now third generation computers. Okay, third generation computer. On the third generation computers were based on integrated circuit or microchips. computers become smaller as more components were squeezed onto the chip. And integrated circuit has several interconnected transistors. The third generation computers were the first to use an operating system that allowed them to run many different programs at one time. New input and output devices like the optical scanner, the magnetic ink corrector, reader, graph plotter, etc. It has came into the market, and IBM 360 series and 37 series computers are examples of third generation computer. So in the third generation computer, they're mainly based on the integrated circuits they have, or that means microchips. Microchips they have used, they developed that. So when they have start using up the microchip, what happened? The size of the computer is reduced and squeezed into a small. It's like even because of these microchips and all nowadays, even mobile also is like it's a computer, you can say it is a palm top. Mobile is actually palm top, you can say. And laptops also, you can see the squeezed in size. How it is possible? Because of the development of integrated circuit from microchips, you see. So on the first generation, what we have learned on the first generation, mainly based on vacuum tubes and magnetic drums. Vacuum tubes and magnetic drums, it is used for what purpose? For keeping memory stored and all. Then computers are used for specific task purpose. ENIAC was the first general purpose computers. Then they developed and reduced it, and fast commercial computer ENIAC 1 has introduced. The second generation computer, they will start working on transistor, and then the long process they have made into short and binary code, difficult binary code. They to solve that. They introduce the high level languages, COBOL, Fortran, all the examples. Third generation computer, they totally focus on the integrated circuit or microchips, no, to make into small and size of the computer. So today up to this, the fourth generation, fifth generation, only these two topics are there, which we are going to discuss on having this after asking these few questions on the from the first generation of computers. Attendance of ABC. What is the full form of attendance? What is the full form of ABC? Who developed G3 computers? Who developed Colossus? Who developed ENIAC? These are the questions at the end of the classes. Again, I will ask you. Then you have to be reply on that. No, and second generation completed. Third generation. No, now fourth generation is fourth generation computers based on microprocessor. So when microprocessor they have focused on that, what happened? IBM personal computer PC and Apple Macintosh are example of fourth generation. The present generation computers, no, where for example you say core to do dual core, core i3, core i5, core i7, no, this they work on processors mainly for what purpose? So that the computer speed and all is work faster and faster and faster, no, mainly for that. That is the fourth generation computer. At present also till now we are using that fourth generation computer. Then now what is fifth generation computer? So fourth generation computer till if you are using, then fifth generation computer is what? Text is, no. As early as 1982, Japan initiated 1982, no, Japan initiated an ambitious project called the Fifth Generation Computer Project, whose objective are to develop supercomputers that would form the base for a new range of computers that will mimic human communication and knowledge processing capabilities, also called artificial intelligence. Okay, so fifth generation computers, in short, it is supercomputers, artificial intelligence, examples robot and all. Robot. So mainly fifth generation computers for what purpose? To mimic human communication, knowledge processing capabilities. which is called artificial intelligence, robot and all. In the big automobile company also, um, they're using the robots to install the cars parts and all. No, even the hotel, restaurant in the hotel to receive um, the customer and all using the robot. This is the fifth generation computers. And fourth generation computers, all the peoples are using till at present, um, based on the speed and all. If you are going to buy as like core i3, core i5, core i7, dual core, core to do like that, no? So which is the fastest one? All you know, core i3, core i4, core i5, core i7 and all. So in the fourth generation, they start focusing on microprocessor. Because of that, the computers are also using a faster and faster and faster. So today finished, and the chapter 1 has completed. I'll send you the bookish question answer in the group as a PDF format. Please, dear students, find out the fill in the blanks, true and false, choose the correct option from the chapter, go through the chapter and find out, and that I will ask you to send it. And whatever homework I am giving, that please you try to be write down in the notebook, school copy. From there you take the snap and send it. Don't write it down in a paper only. You have to be write it down on the notebook. Okay, so today's homework is the first question. What is the full form of ABC? Who developed? Second question. Who developed ABC? Who developed G3? Who developed Colossus? Why it has developed? Next question. Who developed ENIAC? Who designed ETSAC? Write the name of the computers. Next question. Write the name of the computers developed by John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert. Move to the next question. Second generation computers. What is the full form of COBOL? What is the full form of Fortran? Write two examples of second generation computers. Write the examples of third generation computers. Next question. Write the examples of fourth generation computers. So to adapt to this, please write down in the notebook and send it from there. Thank you very much.